Welcome and welcome back to the Light Renegades. My name is Starr. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. To those that might be new, I'll be reading a pre-channeled message from a fractal of Aleister Crowley's energy. And for those that might be here, under the preface of, I want to say cross-watching, I feel like this message is actually going to be speaking to you quite loudly. So please do stick around if this feels like something you want to be partaking in. We stick a massive trigger warning on all of our content over here at the Light Renegades because we definitely delve into more taboo aspects and expressions that are definitely pushing the boundaries of consciousness and expressions of, I want to say, spaces that I haven't truly seen to this degree. And this is definitely something that I haven't found the right words to express. So I'm grateful to be where we are this week because I feel like I finally found the words to be putting emotion and expression to exactly what we've been trying to create over here at the Light Renegades. So I would say, please, if you're going to stick with us, please do have an open mind. But this is a really poignant message from a crow, Aleister Crowley, and I'm grateful to be at this moment in time because I feel like I've been sat on a lot of information for a real long time, but it just wasn't right for the collective to be hearing it at that moment. So I've been doing a lot of research behind the scenes that I now feel like I'm able to share with you all. So I'm grateful for that. I feel like I've just been sat on an Easter egg that I just couldn't share. So I'm grateful. It's been an interesting week. It's been an interesting month, and it's ever present, the energy that is here. So please bear with me. I feel like it's going to be a little bit like this for a little while, but I'm going to share a little bit more about that in the most recent energetic update video, which I will tag within this one if you don't happen to watch this in real time. But I'm going to continue with a channeling from a few nights ago from Aleister, which was titled The Letters, and they started with, "Dear souls, I have a message today that may blow the lid off some expression for some. I wish to state that my legacy somewhere is very on point if you manage to read between the lines and the expression of the forces and between the lines of the expression of the forces that wish to bind. I now see exactly where I fell off. If you read my work closely, you will see it too. I wasn't far off understanding so much, yet my emotions, ego, and pride took over. This is exactly what the forces out there wanted from me, so please be aware they too are still playing the exact same tactics. Can you see it now? Are you able to see, smell, sense that which isn't here for the highest good of all? This soul sat before you found it a difficult task to be honest with herself and truly accept the spaces that weren't here for our highest good. It comes with a weight, as a pain, emotional turmoil at times, but it is necessary for growth. I wish to share something with the collective today in the hope that someone out there may know where to find them and how to retrieve them. I wrote many letters in my time. I now see it was in those moments that my true thoughts and expression came to manifest. It was a time where they, the negative reptilian order, thought it was senseless and didn't pay much attention. And now if you are here for the first time, you have no idea what I mean when I speak of the negative reptilian order, I suggest that you pause here and go and do some further research. Otherwise, this isn't going to make a lot of sense to you. But I'm going to continue. But it was in those exact letters that I bared my soul, and they have them. They have not been published because it would tell my full truth. So if you know where they are, this is my plea to you. Share the truth, my truth. Back to matters at hand. I have spoken at length about the best ways to connect to your personal power through symbols and past life connection. What I wish to speak of today is the idea of letters again, but in the terms of the alphabet. Have you ever considered that each word that you write has a deeper meaning? Over time, the resets, the words have been used against you, so look around. What do you see? Advertisements, billboards, bold writing. What are the messages that you are being fed constantly? I ask you today, for the next week, to keep your eyes open. What is being shared with you? What is the message that they are trying to convey? So many of you skip through adverts thinking that it has no effect, but the lightest vibration reaches deep. They know this, they add frequency and sound to make sure that it all sinks in. The same goes for music. Read between the lines. Have you truly been listening to what you are listening to? Since 2022, this dear soul began to hear the words that shaped her future, her path, and her life. All the ways she was binding herself in a narrative that truly wasn't helpful. Now please, know that I will say this, know that I will be the last to say this, that music is the devil's work. But what I will say is that music holds magic, and once you hear it for what it is, there is no going back. The same tactic is being used today, so please be aware. Have eyes open, ears open, don't become a pawn. You are far too sovereign for that. This goes across the board. Who is there to tear you down? Who is there to build you up? What are beings truly saying to you? Listen, some are still under the thumb of the dark agenda. Please know I say this loosely, but with heart. It's all there, so listen carefully. Stop watching, stop consuming, it only serves them. The New World Order, the negative reptilian order. This is not something that we will ever stop speaking on, as it is a continual play, just with different faces and narratives. It is so simple once you see the jigsaw come together, but until then, you are lost. Think wise, eyes sharp, ears fine-tuned. That's all from me today, dear souls. My love to you, always a crow. And apologies, everyone. I feel like there is just so much dense energy around me that is really not wanting me to get this information out. And I always find it incredibly interesting whenever I've come to a point of really coming to messages that I know are going to be really helpful for the collective. All of my technology goes down. I had such a time even trying to get my phone to work to be able to be filming for you all. So this is just a confirmation for some out there. If you have been halted on your path, I promise you it's not because the path isn't for you. It's because you are completely on the money with some expressions that you are trying to put out there. And I've been feeling this for a real long time, and I just didn't have the right words to put it into expression for you all. And I promise you, once you start to see and understand how they play, it's incredibly obvious to me, and I find it incredibly difficult to not see it anymore. So I've been dealing with an aspect of really wanting to step into a vibration that is highest for me, whilst also still feeling like I'm having to play this song and this dance with this understanding of bringing information forward for the collective, but finding my peace elsewhere too. And I'm sharing this in this expression because I think sometimes when we tip too far in seeing their tactics, it can slip into anger, it can slip into aggravation, and believe me, I go there sometimes, and specifically when it really hits home and it's very personal to me. You know, I get a lot of rage around this space, so I've really been trying to temper my, manage my temper in this space, because somewhere it is just annoying. I find it really aggravating, and it was incredibly difficult to sit back and look at my life and see exactly where I was just completely a pawn for this agenda. And I said, I've said this many times on this channel that I'm a 90s baby, so I hit mind control 101, and it is incredibly interesting to see how that has truly shaped my life and played my life. And I know that this has all been by design, so that I would be sat here in front of all of you one day sharing my story, sharing my life, exactly what I've been through, because my life is just an expression of this negative reptilian order and what it means to be under a thumb of that agenda. And I want to say that I've been sat with some really difficult expressions this week, truly understanding how much under the thumb I was of this expression somewhere. And again, all been by design, but I think so many of the collective as well are going to start to see this in your own life, and it might be quite shocking for you. So I want to say, please go easy, please go well on this content. Moving forward, we are going to get quite deep. And I was pretty taken aback by Alistair sharing that he wrote letters that haven't been published yet. So I'm sharing that information because some out there know that these letters exist, and they are not wanting to publish them because they know that it is the full truth. And I want to say, for the longest time behind the scenes, I've been getting little snippets and bits of information that was very much connected to Alistair's work that I had no idea about at the time. And this is before Alistair stepped forward and started to channel with us. I was given a lot of information, and I wasn't sure where it was coming from. It came very left field. It was very much out of the parameters of things that I was connecting to at that time. And throughout 2022, 2023 on this path, you can go back and watch videos of me, I was definitely just constantly being attacked. But I was given these snippets of information, and I had no idea what it was connecting to. But this is the truth of Aleister Crowley's work somewhere. And the understanding that I come from over here is that at some point in his journey, he was very much taken over and used as a pawn for this play with the negative reptilian order, the Illuminati, Freemasons, whatever you want to share. But there is some basis to his work that is truth. And, I think it's really obvious to see where the soul went awry. They did a lot of crazy things. They did a lot of things that, I think somewhere do genuinely put a smile on my face, because I can see exactly where the soul was, and I tried to come at the lightest vibration with all of these spaces. And we know the truth of the soul. We know that what they were doing behind the scenes, and they have asked for forgiveness in this space, and I've given it them. And I'm very grateful to know exactly what they were seeking and what they were working on. And that's the information that I'm going to be bringing forward through the Light Renegade space. And I want to say that I am here to put a new framework of the understanding of magic into the spaces. So this is magic that is not going to be connected to ultimate darkness. This is not magic that is going to be connected to No, I don't want to say ultimate darkness, because it is ultimate darkness. This is not going to be connected to darkness that has been perverted. And, you know, light and shadow has to exist. So when you're working with the dark, it is so that the light can exist. So that's where we work in the frame of the dark, moving forward with magic. It is not connected to anything that is outside of those parameters. It is not connected to one deity. It is not connected to one, I guess, spiritual practice. It is just divine order. It is cosmic order is what I want to share. I think cosmic order is the right word to use for it. So we have a long road ahead, everyone, and I think that I've been quite overwhelmed in this space, and I think that I was also holding myself back because of fear of what this might mean. And I want to say, in the here and now, that we were told that magic was wrong because we weren't able to be wielding its power in a safe manner. So I want to say that the Bible says that, you know, somewhere magic isn't good or true for us, because we wouldn't have been in a space to be able to be handling that amount of understanding and pressure. And this is leading back into expressions of Lumeria. And this week, well, today, in fact, this morning, something happened where it showed me that we are entering into times of the fragments of where Lumeria kind of fell off, and we're getting back into the seat of that expression. So if you haven't done any research into Lumeria, I suggest that you start doing that now, because I think it's going to unlock some soul signatures and gifts for you. And I've been behind the scenes doing a lot of research in these spaces, and I'm very grateful that I get to be in the space now to be able to share a lot of that with you, because I feel like I've just been waiting in anticipation to be able to bring all of this forward, and I wasn't entirely sure that I was going to be able to. I felt like I'd come to an expression where I'd been halted because the energy out there just wasn't able to be, I guess, attuned into the frequency that I was supposed to be putting out. And I put out a video last week speaking about, I guess, me stepping into Christ consciousness, and I now understand why everything over the Light Renegades has played out the way that it is. I can see it as a perfect jigsaw puzzle for getting us to this space in this time. So I want to thank every single soul that is here, because it's been through your light and through your expression that we get to be in these new lighter spaces, in these new lighter vibrations, and moving forward through the eyes of the divine, and bringing our inherent soul's gifts and our inherent soul's powers back to this space, and in a balanced way. And I want to say to those that are cross-watching in this space, with regards to Aleister Crowley, his work, and I want to say that you're not going to get very far if you are tipping into aspects that isn't here for the highest good. You are going to be halted in your spaces, and that is just a fact. And I want to say, please be careful moving forward in how you're moving, because it is almost instant expressions that are being brought back to people. So I want to say, please be aware that everything that you are doing is here for the highest good of all, and make sure that you are being very meticulous in that which you are consuming. As Alice has said, there was a lot of information out there that just truly isn't here for our highest good, and it's been so alarming to me delving into these spaces and listening to music. And I've been channeling David Bowie over here as well, over on the Light Renegades. So I've been delving into a lot of music for some time, and just completely seeing where you just miss the exact expression that they are trying to give you. And, you know, all of the information that I was receiving from quite a young age through music. I've always been a music baby. I've always had headphones on in my ears consistently throughout my life. And I just saw how it was just plaguing my life and just perpetuating a cycle of these expressions within myself, and then bringing this out into my constant reality. So I want to say, please be more meticulous in what you are consuming. And, you know, please don't go to extremes with this. There were times when I had to just go cold turkey and just cut everything out that I felt was a lower vibration to me. And now I can bring certain bits back in, and I listen to all realms of times of music, and, you know, it's across the board, and it's really shocking to see, but at the same time, I feel like I just know this play too well now, and it's in every bit of the corners of this world right now, and this is what we are bringing to the light. So I want to say, just be aware, and just have eyes and ears open. And I want to say, start writing messages to yourself that are going to be helpful for you moving forward, in expressions of helping you stay on the path of the straight and narrow for your ascension process. Because I know that we can often wane in our expression, we can often wane in our vigor and our vitality for this phase. So now is the time to start putting expressions in place that are going to be able to bring you back to understanding exactly why you are here. And we definitely took a left turn at some point on the Light Renegades, and that was with purpose. And this was in direct correlation to where the entire planetary alignments were at that time. And now we've come back, and now it feels like I'm back on the trajectory of where I was in 2022. I had a lot of plans in place, I had a lot of things in research that I had in place, and now we're coming back into that space. So that is confirmation to some. If you had, you know, things in motion that you were wanting to bring forward into this higher vibration, and then you just felt like you lost the path, you felt like everything just went silent, that was with purpose. We were doing a lot of things behind the scenes. We're still doing a lot of things behind the scenes. There are still a lot of wars that are plaguing on behind the scenes, but we are ready now to be bringing forward the lightest vibration, because some souls are now ready to receive that information. So if you would like support in your spaces, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. And, you know, if you are struggling with trying to find the aspects that are here for your highest good, for your lightest vibration, don't hesitate to reach out to me too. I feel like my eye is just so trained to see this new world order, negative reptilian order. It is so, it's just obvious to me. So if you would like help kind of combing through aspects that might not be here for your highest good, that's exactly what I'm here for. But I'm going to pause here with Crow today, with Alistair today, but they have a lot to share, a lot of wealth of knowledge, and I'm really looking forward to delving into this space, everyone. And I think that I was quite surprised as to find myself smack back in the middle of all of this expression, because I did say that, you know, I was here for the highest vibrations only, but I realized for myself, I love research. I love research. I love researching all of these aspects of magic, all research of every expression out there. So this is my highest vibration for me. So things aren't going to change that much over at the Light Renegades. I'm just in a different vibration. So to those that have been asking, you know, I'm here to be doing this work, and I'm grateful. I'm really grateful for it all, but ever more grateful for all of you and all of your support in this space, because it means that we get to step into these wider vibrations. And I think that's all from me, Alistair, today. I'm being told to halt here. There's so much that I want to share. There's been so much that I've been sat on. So I'm just incredibly grateful that there is now time to be sharing all of this information. But that's all for myself and Alistair today. If you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can email us over at the Light Renegades. My personal email is in the description. And I want to say that I leave some different expressions in the descriptions too. So for those that have been following, you kind of get a little bit more information at times. So just be aware of that, those that might not actually read the descriptions, because there is always a little bit more that you could be finding in those expressions as well. But that's all for me and Alistair today, and we'll take care and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.